Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I just felt that this being our last Wednesday um, class in the morning, that we should take it from a different aspect. So this morning, welcome. My name is Loveday. I want to welcome everyone. I can see a lot of people are still sleeping. A lot of people are so relaxed now that they are just hitting the beds and sleeping. But I just feel like I'm speaking to more than 400 people at the same time. Good morning, Esther. I just feel I'm speaking to more than 400 people at the same time because today, just like the um, the mindset video we just watched, the mindset video is talking about us being tired of doing the same thing every day, every day, every day. Now, this morning, I don't know about you, but for me, I am so grateful to God to be alive. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be able to be awake this morning, and I am so grateful to be in the family of Wealthy World. So I don't know about you, what you're grateful for. Good morning, Lisa. I don't know about you, what you're grateful for. So you can feel free to drop what you're grateful for this morning. So we're going to dive deep into a different aspect of the morning, um, the sunrise morning training. I'm so happy and grateful to be awake at 5 a.m. Yes, I am. I am. Now, it occurred to me some time ago that, in fact, this week, it occurred to me that a lot of us have been in this, but we've forgotten our reasons for being in this. So I wanted to use my last day as a Q&A period, the last day of the year for this training as a Q&A period to be able to think, talk, and for us all to, engage yourselves and know why we are not hitting the mark that we planned that for, why we are not following our rules, why we are doing so many things different from the way we started, why if we have even remembered a reason for getting into this. I went and I dug up my first notebook. My first notebook, as you can see, it is as small as this. Then I have a second notebook. A second notebook that I took notes. It is this. And I have the third notebook that I also took notes. So within a space of less than a year, I have conquered about 3 big notebooks. What is my reason? My reason is because I want to know what I am doing, and I also want to be able to pass on the knowledge, because the people who are teaching us in the Go Live sessions put in so many years to learn this, and they are able to pass on that knowledge to us. Now, again, I see that a lot of us have forgotten the blueprint. The first time I joined the Wealthy World family, I was given a blueprint. I was given 2 onboarding documents. In one of the documents, it listed things step by step, what I need to do my first day, what I needed to do my second day, and so on and so forth. And when I look now at that blueprint, I think a lot of us have forgotten the blueprint. So I want today to use the last day of this training for the year to remind us about the blueprint, to remind us about our why. Then we went through induction. Oh my God. We went through induction. And during the inductions, we were asked our why. I can still see the things I wrote down about my why. We were asked to know our why. Why are we in this? Why did we decide to start a new skill? Why did you wake up one morning and say, okay, I'm going to join this. I'm going to, go for this new skill? Your why is important to enable you achieve whatever you have decided. So a lot of us said our whys. We want to, and when you look at the whys, a lot of the whys, I want to retire my mom. Yes, Lisa, you want to retire your mom? Beautiful. Some of the whys are said, a lot of us said our whys were majorly money-based. generational wealth. I want to change life, financial freedom, travel the world, additional income stream, invest in the next generation, money, place, time freedom, retire early, live rented accommodation, financial security, build a future for my children, freedom to live anywhere, anyhow, do things without, be in your bed and make the money before you even wake up. Now, some of us forgot this why. Because if you look at when we were being boarded, I call it being boarded because we entered a new thing, we entered a new bus, taking us to a new destination, taking us where we don't even know. Okay, so we were told how to achieve this. It was a blueprint given to us. We were told how to get to the academies, how to enroll, how to, take it from 100 level to 400 level, how to go to the go live, and the rest of them. Now, after a while, we thought, okay, now it's time for us we've learned enough. We want to become the best. Now, the main reason was this: get to understand how the academy works, do the preliminaries, the little bit of it, know how to place a trade, the most important thing, and then copy, paste, on. Go back to the classroom, learn, and with the people, with the educators who are putting this years. But what did we do? We wanted to start from day one to make 90% earning. We wanted to make 90, even when we were taught about compounding, the beauties of compounding, how to turn $100, for example, into very big figure of 8K in 3 months. A lot of us forgot that. Why? Because the moment we placed our first trade and we got that blue, it became reality. Then, unfortunately, as children, in the process, we forgot that reality comes with discipline. Now, we placed our first trade, we got the blue, we closed when we were happy. We placed our second trade, we got the blue. Then the mind told us, oh, we can make money. Yes, we can make money. This is why we joined the family, to be able to live independently, to be able to, understand ourselves. And the truth is, trading, Forex trading, really brings out the you in you. It really goes deep down into our souls and bring out the real person that we are. How so, you may ask? Remember the time you placed your trade, the time you made a little money, the time you got the go live trade ideas, you placed it, and what next did you do? You went back to try to do it by yourself without listening to the voice of reason. You put in more than 5 trades, and your account started, dragging as if it had a lot of things on its chest. Your account started dragging. Then you got the first trade. Then what happened? You hit stop loss. Then what happened? You did not even hit stop loss. Your account started going into red, into deep red, into deep red. What happens? Your mind your heart begins to pump. Oh my God, is this real? The reason? Because you refuse to listen to reason. In your burden paper, we were told, don't put more than XYZ number of trades at a go. Remember to put your stop loss. Remember to put your take profit. This, that. But a lot of us forgot that. No, we didn't forget. A lot of us decided that we know better, that we want to skip, class 1. We want to rush. In fact, we want to skip secondary school and we want to rush into university. We want to make millions in our first month. You will ask, why is Loveday so angry this morning? I am so angry because the people who produced that onboarding document made those mistakes, and they did not want us to fall into the same temptation. That was why they brought the document. They gave it to us. They were helping us not to make mistakes of the past. But because we are who we are people who have not decided to let go of our mentality, to start cultivating the mentality of the new thing we are trying to do. We refuse to hear reason. Now, we may have burnt one or two accounts. We decided, okay, now we must continue. We corrected ourselves and we still went back again. Now, am I talking from experience? Yes, I'm talking from experience. This is why I'm angry. We still went back in and did the same thing. There is Go Live that teaches us every day how to be best. But we've decided to become experts without listening, without going through the fundamentals. The main thing is for you to copy, paste. Now, if you look at the onboarding document you were given the strategies, one of the best strategies by Manny Quiones. Oh, Jesus. Manny brings down everything. He breaks down everything about Forex. He took his time, did videos, put it in his favorite for us to go with, learn from, be able to stand from day one. What did we do? Most of us did not go to those videos. Remember, the onboarding document was the step-by-step of what you need to do. In the offices, when you get a new job, you are given the step-by-step to understand your environment, to understand the people you're working, to understand the company's ethics, to understand everything you need to enable you work and be free and be productive and do your best. But what did we do? A lot of us did not go through those 8 videos. Listen, those videos are less than 1 hour each. So if it is 45 minutes, it's less than 8 hours. And that is what? How many series of Netflix? How many series of Netflix? We sit down, we watch Netflix, it finishes, it goes, it finishes, it goes. But to listen to 8 videos, to watch 8 videos and make notes. I have all the notes for my 8 videos here. Watch 8 videos and make notes of something that is going to help you, change your generation, change everything. And the way Manny teaches, to the elementary ears, you will understand it. To the advanced, you will understand it. But we want to go straight to Go Live, straight taking our trade, straight making everything complicated for ourselves. Why so? Now, I understand you. It's human nature. Most of us are technical. We get it immediately. We rush in. We start doing that. But we are not here to jump year 1, year 2, year 3, and go to final year. We are here to start up our year 1 to freedom. If you can't be disciplined to pass through year 1 to freedom, how are you going to be disciplined even when you graduate without knowing much? So a lot of us started learning how to chat, competing with the people who are meant to teach us. So we started learning how to chat. And now when I look back, I see people like Manny, 7 years into the game, he can easily teach you support resistance. Now, if you go back into his videos from the first video, what did he teach? What is Forex? You understand it. Even if you have a background knowledge of what is Forex. Now, I always tell people to drop whatever you know. You're paying for this. Drop whatever you know. Come into the family with the mindset of learning something new. Now, learn it from a new person. Learn it from a new perspective. See, we have this. If I'm seeing this now, I'm looking at it and I'm looking at it from the back. Okay? you are seeing it from the front. If not because of my camera, I can't see what is in front because it's back. If I stand up, I will see it from this top. If I'm on this side, I'll see it here because it's three-dimensional. I can still see a little bit of this way and this way because of how I placed it. This is called perspective. The person teaching you has seen all, has seen it in four-dimensional. Now you coming in, we see it on plane, one-dimensional. Until you stand up from where you are, look very well, you will not be able to see it from this side. But the person has already seen every bit of this and can describe it for you. Now, why will you want to be, jumping in to see the back when you don't even understand the front? This is what is happening with some of us. We want to be experts. We want to be able to know how to draw, how to get into trading view, start drawing our lines, start taking our trades by ourselves. Meanwhile, we had 4 very beautiful, lovely rules that is given to us for harmonic scanner. You just go there, you check it, do the 4 rules, and it's done. You take the trade. Then Manny came back again and said, okay, now I want you to do something new from what you have. I'm giving you what I have been testing for months so that you can be able to use this, up your game, do your four rules to harmonics, add these additional indicators, make a living so that you can come out from the mentality of money and get to an aspect where you change your mentality into mentality of learning. Now, why did I mention money? Money is because we coming in as new people, understanding that this has potentials. Trading has potentials. E-commerce has potentials. Money in minutes or high frequency forex has potentials. But you notice yourself that every time you want to do the right thing, your mind goes to do the wrong thing because your mind is already used to, I want it now. Because your mind is already used to living in a different way. So it will be hard. Now, remember that during the compounding, teaching of the compounding, we are taught, we use 90 days, 3 months as an example. Do you know the psychology behind this? I sat down, I was thinking, what is really the psychology behind this? Maybe the people teaching us that did not really think from that dimension. But the psychology behind this is that if you continue to do the same thing for 3 months, for adults, for babies, it is 2 weeks, 3 weeks. For children, it is the same 2 weeks, 3 weeks. For adults, 3 months is significant because if you continue to do the same thing every day for 90 days, it registers in the brain. The brain understands this same system, works to perfection. Now, in compounding, let me just get compounding here so that in case anybody is looking at this, you will understand it much better. If we're going for compounding, just very easy. With the example we're giving, with $100 at daily rate of, let me even say 3%. For 90 days, 100% reinvestment, and just on Monday to Friday for 3%. Okay, 3%. This is investing 100 and ending up almost 1,500. Now, to you, this is not much. Your mind is looking at this as something you can get from your normal day-to-day job. But the most important thing is that this is a process. Most important thing is that, okay, let me just use big figures because we love big figures. Okay. The mind sees big figures and he wants to adhere to big figures. He wants big money. So I go for $100 at 5%. Now this is 8,000, 7,973. After 90 days net, then plus the 100, it becomes 8,073. Now, when you look at $5 a day, the 5% of 100, see, this is so small. Yes, it is so small because you don't really understand what you're doing. Now, if you get the $5, you are meant to do what? Leave the market, go and learn. Okay? Go and understand the strategies. Go and see which of the strategies I'm going to use now to copy and paste. Learn the strategy. The whole strategies we have in Loveday in the academy all have copy and paste. So you don't even need to do much. All you need to do is show up when the trade are sent, trade ideas are sent, show up, copy, paste, adhere to the simple instruction. Don't use more than a certain percentage of your account. Don't put more than 5 trades at the same time. Don't over leverage. Close when you're happy. Now, close when you're happy when you are still very, very early in the game. After a while, you should graduate from leaving it to hit at least TP1. Now, when you leave it to hit TP1, it starts increasing. After 1 month, if you are adhering to everything, you won't be blowing accounts. Because you will see that in a day you make that, for example, on your 18th day, you are meant to at least, this is just, this is just an example. When you get to day 30, 1 month gone in, you have increased your level of understanding. You have gradually increased your level of psychology. You've gradually increased the ability not to be so afraid because you've done this continuously every day for maybe 22 days of the 30 days in the month. Weekends, you use weekends to learn, to understand what support resistance is, so that when you are in your MT4, you can turn to the chart and see the checkpoints and see where, oh, I'm getting close to this floor, the resistance, or I'm getting close to the support. Now it's gonna do what? It's gonna try to do the same thing it did in the past on that place. So it's going to go up again, come down. So there's gonna be slow motion now. There's gonna be a little bit drawback. So that if a trade idea is called and you didn't get it immediately, when you see the trade idea, you'll be able to know, oh, it's getting close to the resistance area. I should wait when it goes down. As it's coming, I ride it up and come in. But a lot of us forget this. We just want to know how to chart. We just want to know how to take our own trades. Then we start putting the trades at the wrong time, wrong timing, wrong lot sizes. We just want to hit it big. Now, this new year we are getting into, what I want everyone to do is to go back to the blueprint. If you have agreed within yourself that you've made a mistake, go back to the blueprint. Listen, copy, paste, get a copy and paste strategy. Copy, paste, make your money, so that in the next 90 days, you repeat this same strategy. Copy, paste, make your money, free the time that you can now use to learn. Now, experts don't start from the first day to become experts. They do extra works. They do trial and error. In trial and error, luckily for us, we have, we have the demo account where we can still do demo. Even if you've made 60K, you can still do demo. The trial and error you've learned, you can do it in demo. Get to understand yourself, because trading brings out you. It calls you out. It calls you out. And again, whatever you're doing, you don't forget the family. We are so lucky that in Wealthier World, we have one day mindset. In our own community, we have Wednesday calls. We have Monday, Wednesday training. We have our team training, advanced team training, where a lot of people who've been there, who've gone through the same processes, who have evolved, they come to talk to us. They come to teach us from their experiences, to help us be able to, when you're seeing somebody close by, somebody you've maybe seen before doing this, it gives you a little bit of, that opportunity, that it really kind of steadies your mindset that, yes, if this person is doing it, I can do it. When you see people of your same age bracket doing it, when you see people in the same geographical location doing it, it will give you the mindset that, yes, okay, if this person is living less than 1 mile away from my house is doing it, which means I can also do it. So in these families, we have a lot of things that the family is trying to use to help us. Your vision board, because from time to time we forget our reasons. You might have written it down, which is beautiful. Note takers are money makers. You can go back to your notes, like I've gone back to my note now to see the induction. See, the induction. Induction. I wrote it down. I wrote down my whys. I wrote down a lot of the things. So if I'm making mistake, I can come back here again to see even the 6 rules of Wealthier World. When we are told that trading is 80% mindset and 20% skill, we did not understand that. The reason is this. The mindset of making $20 a day is different from the mindset of making maybe $384 in a day. It's a mindset of putting some trades, and you notice that trade maybe has gone up to $100 and something in less than 2 minutes. And the mindset of leaving your phone so that it will hit TP1. You can't from the first day start leaving your phone to hit TP1, because your mind as a beginner is there. You are trying to just close it until you understand how to graduate from that level of understanding to the next level where you trust the process, because we are not used to trusting processes. Nobody taught us about trusting processes. And in just 1 month, somebody is coming to tell me, trust the process, trust the process. In the uni, nobody is teaching you to trust the process. You are being taught to take your exam, pass your exam, take all the tests, your report, submit your report. They're not telling you to trust the process. In life, nobody teaches us how to trust the process. But here, someone is telling you, trust the process. Go back to the beginning. Learn it again. And you're asking yourself, am I going to go back to, taking trades from Harmony Scanner, and money comes back and tells you, oh, now you can do indices from Harmony Scanner. This is how to do it. Now, the Harmony Scanner, you think that is nothing. When a lot of these people started, they didn't have auto Harmony Scanner like we have today. They didn't have the 4 processes like we have today. But we have the 4 processes. We have the advanced processes. What is the advanced processes? Just follow me. I have an indicator I want you to use. This is how to set up the indicator. It's available. Now, if you go outside to look for this, you are going to be charged thousands of dollars, thousands of pounds. And many of us even went as far as going outside to buy signals. Many of us went as far as joining a lot of Telegram groups just that we can get signals. We want it so quick. We don't want to trust the process. We don't want to look at that blueprint that was given to us. Vision board was said, and many of us don't even come to the team meetings. It is hard for us to sacrifice 45 minutes, stay on Zoom, listen to experiences, key into the experiences, because the brain records what it hears and what it sees and files it somewhere. When you need it, it automatically goes to that position of the brain, brings it back, places it in the frontal lobe for you to see it, and then link it to what you have at the moment. So if we don't train ourselves, don't train our brains to remember, to be able to use our phone and set an alarm on the days we have these meetings, to come to meetings, to write down things that are being said in the meetings. If you can't trust your brain enough to write things down, you want to record it in the brain. Yes, that's fine. The brain will record, but remember that you have 1,001 things that the brain processes. So you help the brain by writing it down. The moment the brain sees the first thing you wrote down, automatically it downloads the whole other things there and helps you to remember. So I'm saying, as the new year is coming in less than 2 days now, trust the process. Go back to the beginning. Go back to the first day. Look for that onboarding document. Look at it very well. You can go to the Discord, download the latest version of that document. Listen, so many groups, so many families in IM don't have this kind of document that we have. So many groups don't have the kind of family orientation that we have in Wealthy World. So many groups don't have that kind of support we have in Wealthy World. So many groups don't have the Lisas, the Jades that take their time to teach us. So many groups don't have the Nikis that come every day to even give us trades. So many groups don't have the Tosins that want you to learn this, hold your hand, help you to build. So I want us to go back to the beginning. It's a new year. Not New Year resolution, it doesn't work. Resolutions ends in the first 5 days. Go back to the beginning. Do your vision board. And in your vision board, one of the things you have to put there is going back to the drawing board. Every 3 months, go back to the drawing board. Even if you become so good. Yeah, now I can chat myself. Yes, I can chat, I can take my trade, but not everybody can graduate to that spot. Now, go back to that. Put in all the 4 months, every quarter in your vision board, go back to drawing board. Go back to the onboarding document. It's like your roadmap. So that the days you become down, you look at it and you understand your why. Go back to your why. Your why is not to make millions. Your why is to build a successful wealth. See, money is not wealth. Money is part of wealth. You have a wealth of knowledge in Wealthier World alone. You have a wealth of knowledge in the academy. You have the network, which is part of your wealth. You have the network, the number of people in Wealthier World who are ready to jump at any time you ask questions. Still, a lot of us don't ask questions. We just want to be on our own because we're used to being on our own. Now, I come to the other aspect. There are a lot of us who feel so, should I use the word ashamed? Or we feel that we don't want someone else to benefit from what we're benefiting. So we can't share with them. Why? Because we are used to not sharing our knowledge. You know, when I started this, I looked at someone like Manny. I watched his IG video one day when he was talking about how somebody, shared information with him, and 7 years down the line, he is trying to make, if it is possible for him to come hold your hand, stuff this into you to be able to understand it, he will. Now, why don't you share this? Why don't you share this? Why don't you share this information? Why don't you invite somebody else to this table? Invite them to the table. Forget about, you are not the one teaching them about this. Invite them to the table. Invite them to understand this beauty that you've seen. Invite them to understand this knowledge that you've started acquiring. Why don't you do that? Why do you want to restrict yourself? And then the company says, if you invite these people, we will teach them. Then if you invite people, a certain number of people, as a thank you, if you decide to become a business owner, we will pay you monthly. Now, you can be from your day one, come in, before you even finish your 8 videos of Manny's bootcamp, you've told 12 people and you get 12 people and you're making a certain amount of dollars every month. When you want to go live in your account, you put this into your trading account, and you're not using your money, you're trading off the money that you're being paid monthly. You're riding free. So why don't you go back and look at all the people, even if you've told your friends and they don't want to join you, why don't you go back and look at a lot of people who you can actually change their lives? Nikki taught us the other day on Monday about the Nehemiah story. And God, this is one of the stories that have opened my eyes to understand a lot of things happening around us. If he was quiet, his country, village, his kindred will never have been rebuilt. If he was quiet, Esther wouldn't have been a queen. But he was determined. He wanted to free generations. And along the line, the name Nehemiah, his lineage is recorded in the archives of the history of Israel. His lineage is recorded. So why don't you do something bigger in 2021 that will make your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren to every day be grateful that you were in their lives? Why don't you look at other people, invite them to the table, let them be taught by others who have already gone through this process? Why don't you go back to the original onboarding document that you were given? If you can't find it, go to the Discord. It's there in the resources section. Go back there. Why don't you join the Monday mindset to teach you, to be able to teach you about the mindset, to be able to help your mind to go from the level of I want it now to the level of I can see this, I can get to this point. All I need to go from day 1 to day 90 is just to go through those steps. I don't want to just jump 10 flights and get to the up there. I want to go from step 1, step 2 till I get to that step. Why don't you take the trade ideas from the Discord, copy it, paste into your MT4, take TP1, let TP1 hit. Why don't you stop over leveraging? Why don't you go back to the weather world rules, which you can also find in Discord in the resources area? Why don't you go to those rules, look at them and determine within yourself that I want to follow these rules. I want to follow these rules to a T. Why don't you do that? Why don't you reach out to other people and ask for help? Why don't you participate in things that the family are doing for our own betterment? Why don't you go to the discourse section, in the mindset section, and read what people have written down there so that you can help your own mindset? Why don't you copy paste and make money? Why don't you stand and tell yourself, I want to change? Let the new year bring you to a point where you will tell yourself the truth that I am doing these things because I don't want to change. But now I want to change. I want to start taking, even if it is 0.01, 0.01 lot size. If you're so afraid of losing money, go back to 0.01 lot size. Make sure that your stop loss is there because the risk management is already calculated. Make sure that your stop loss is there so that you don't lose money. I can start from today, continue to talk to the end of the day, but if you don't determine to change, it will not make any change. So please, I want you, as a matter of urgency, to sit yourself down and talk to yourself, to ask yourself the questions. Why am I here? What are my whys? Don't just answer this without writing them down. Don't just write them down and keep in a place that, see, my book is intact. Don't just write it and keep it in the book. Copy it out, write it in a bold place, put it where you can see it. Why don't you just determine to do the right thing at the right time? My name is Loveday Anyon once again. My IG is Lactems, LACTMPS, Lactems. You can follow me on the socials, and if you want to ask questions, you ask questions. You can also find me in the Discord. Ask your question in Discord. Anyone will answer you. We have a family that never sleeps. By 1 a.m., someone else is awake in New Zealand, someone else is awake in Auckland, and the rest of them, and they are eager to answer your question. The Go Live in 24 hours, you can go there and, watch the videos. Why don't you determine to make a change in you? Remember that when your trades are red, in deep red, it affects you. So why don't you determine that instead of putting in 0.05 in an account that is less than $200, why don't you determine 0.01 is best for me? Why don't you stop clicking in HFX and just go back to the favorite sections, learn the strategies so that you can take one trade in HFX and make good results? Why don't you stop trying to make your ECS store to be like Amazon and go through the process? Because it has taken a lot of people, it has taken Chris so many years to build the shop, to test the shops, and he's bringing the experience to you. Why don't you follow step by step what he has done? Why don't you stop trying to use times 20 of your account in DCX? Why don't you learn what the cryptocurrency teachers are teaching us? Why don't you come out from the process of holding yourself down to being able to listen to instructions? Why don't you stop rebelling against yourself and determine that this new year, I am going to listen to instructions. This new year, I am going to take it step by step and learn this and be able to be profitable. Okay. A question comes here. I've discovered that maybe because of time difference, when I see parameters late, copy and paste, I lose the trade. So I stop entering late. What do I do to copy the trade right? Now, it's important, like I said, we go back to the basics because this thing is something to do that has to do with support and resistance. This might be advanced to a lot of people. Let me just share this. Okay, support and resistance. All right, let me say, for instance, the trade was called here. The trade was called somewhere here. And it's supposed to be a trade that is going this way. But you entered here. Okay, so you only have this distance now. You only have this, maybe the TP is here. But you entered somewhere here. So you are only having this distance. But there's something here, as you can see. It came up to this point. It retested. It came up to this point. It retested this point. So you may have entered here and you saw your blue. But it retested, it came down here and brought you back almost at the same point that you started. Then with the spread, you see yourself, you were in blue before, now you're in red. It went up back again, retested again. The reason is just very simple. When you look back on this side, you see that something happened on this same level before. It retested here. So the likelihood of doing the same thing here is here. So if we go back to the Manny's bootcamp, he talked about support and resistance. He talked about all this. You will notice that, you will learn it. So in your MT4, you go to your MT4 on the chart, you place your hand on top of the trade, you choose chart, you go back to the chart, you'll be able to know, oh, am I late or not? Because you will see the numbers by the side. Am I late to enter? If you're late to enter, there's no need. If it is just 10 pips away from TP1 or TP2 or TP3, there's no need of entry. Harmonic Scanner gives us 200 trade ideas a week. The Go Life educators give us at least more than 3 trades in a day with the different Go Life educators. You don't need to take every trade. That's the honest truth. You don't need to take every trade. But if you understand the support and resistance and the rest of them, it will aid you to be able to see the trade, determine whether you are taking it. Remember the fourth rule of harmonic is, asking yourself, should I take the trade? The reason is this: if the TP point is just few few pips away, there is no need of entering the trade, because every time you enter into a trade, you start from a drawdown, because there is the difference between the price point and the price point and where your broker, the spread that your broker is going to take. So you end up giving the broker, even if it is 10p, £1, £2. If you multiply that by number of trades you take in a month, you are giving money out. We should be getting money, not dashing the broker money. So if you are able to look back in your chat section and see what point was this trade called. If the trade was called at this point, and I'm here, and my TP point is somewhere here, I will determine if it's a currency pair that I know that even if it is 10 pips, it will give me a good money, I can enter. But if it is the one that is faster than a snail, why should I enter? Why should I just dash my broker some money? I leave it and I wait for the next one. If you go back to history, you will see that probably at that same point, something happened. So that will help you to know, should I take this? Should I not take this? The harmonic scanner from day one prepares us for this. It says in the fourth law of harmonic scanner, is it safe to enter the trade? You see, it has already prepared us for this. Is it safe for me to enter the trade? So that I don't just continue giving. You're not Donatus. You're not Donatus. You need to be able to make you need to be able to make something from this, not giving all the time. So we will be able to know all these things if we go back to the drawing board. If a project has come to a standstill and you can't make progress, what do? You go back to the terms of reference of a project. You go back to the drawing board. You go back to your reason for the project. You look back and you will definitely understand it. So let us use this period, the period of January. 8 videos, less than 8 hours. Less than 8 hours. If you're in Forex, 8 videos, managed bootcamp, less than 8 hours. If you're in FRX, if you're following Matthew the teller, go back to him. Go back to go back to where is it? Where is the go live? Let me use Ivan Cabra as an example. If you're in HFX, if you're following Ivan, go back to his favorite section. The videos are here. Watch them. Watch them. If you're following Matthew, go back to his favorite section. Watch the videos. If you're following Millimix, go to the favorite section. Follow the videos. Learn what they know. They are giving this information to us so that we can be able to follow their footsteps, walk in the right direction. So this is very important. And always print out your compound plan, print them out. There is this psychology behind touching that paper with your compound. You look at it every day. You tick off the one you've done. You smell the paper. You smell those figures. Go back to the drawing board, What do you want to achieve in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year? If you want to buy a house, go get a picture of a house, print it out. Every morning you wake up, you smell that picture. Psychologically prepare yourself, not smelling and taking in the paint. I mean, look at that picture, place it in a place where you will constantly see it. You can place it in your bedroom, your kitchen, everywhere that you can constantly see it. If it's a car you want to buy, take a picture of that car. Look at it every day. Form that cycle, form the bond between you and that thing that you want to achieve. And there's a difference you will feel. Because when you want to put over leverage in your trading account, you remember my reason for this account is so that I can be able to do this. Then your mind will remember the picture you have, and it will help you to come back to your senses. Thank you very much for joining me this morning. I know it would have been a period for us to just go through the processes, but once in a while we need undiluted words to get into us. And throughout the week, Lisa has been giving us a lot of gems, taking us back, and Tosin has also been giving us words. Jade has also been giving us words, and Nikki has also been telling us a lot of things, how to go back to drawing board. The whole weather world has been buzzing with all this. It is time for us to implement them. It is time for us to go back to drawing board. And it's time for us to find accountability partners who we can go to when we're not only in drawdowns, when we know that we are doing things wrong. We can have somebody who we can say, please, I'm doing this wrong. What do you think? And a word from them will jog us back into reality. You have your 1,000 P1000 leaders, you have your P600 leaders, P150 leaders. Please reach out to them. Reach out to them. Don't be in isolation. Psychologically in isolation, you will not really, have the 100% of you. But if you reach out to someone, you'll be able to break that fear that you have in you. God bless you all. Have a wonderful day and wonderful end of year. And also see you on the other side of 2021. 2021 has already started. If you don't have your vision board, draw them now, draw them now, draw them now. Let us do things in a new way in 2021. God bless you all and have a blessed day. Thank you for being here. And I think on Monday, hopefully I'll be the first to talk to you again in this training in the new year. God bless you all. Goodbye.